Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the NXT review for the 4th of May, 2010. As mentioned, we're going back through the old NXTs where it's an elimination style show. I'm not necessarily sure I agree with that as a philosophy, but it's long past. And so basically, the pros go out there, stand out there every week, and down each other with mini promos. This is the week that eliminations begin. Daniel Bryan in previous weeks had mentioned that he should be eliminated because he hadn't won matches. And he does get eliminated alongside Michael Tarver. And, that's kind of what's there. That is actually in the upcoming weeks. But this is the obstacle course week where the winner of this gets immunity. They do an obstacle course, and I'm not going to run through everyone's obstacle course because that would be long and boring. Daniel Bryan's the first one out because he was ranked the first pro. Sorry that I skipped ahead there. It's just looking at notes and flipping to the wrong page. Anyway, the obstacle course. They do kind of a overhead crawl. Then they have to run into the back of the arena, drink a beverage, and then come back after hitting a zip line, run around the ring, push a security case, and other such. The comedy here is that Daniel Bryan was not a fan of drinking the soda that was needed. He actually commented that he didn't drink soda, and they kind of playing up the vegan thing with him. Some people find it funny. He comes in at 2:45. Miz is embarrassed by this. Also, Daniel Bryan was taped up from the night before. Batista had beaten him up on behalf of the Miz. Miz had been injured, and that is the way things go. The 0-7, Michael Tarver is up here next in a match. And again, Daniel Bryan being sent into that opportunity with injured ribs. Tarver also yet to get a win. The concept of having, I guess when you look at the storyline in archetypal forward, I guess the plan was that this was supposed to ingratiate fans to Daniel Bryan, and we'll get there in the weeks to come. But this is just it's utterly goofy. While I completely understand that the internet population is minor, when you're actually trying to put together a national program, certainly downplaying internet favorites is also not the best of ideas either. Anyway, Tarver hits with a couple of kicks, punches. Daniel Bryan having difficulty along the way because of the supposed injured ribs, but Bryan does take his man down, hits a surfboard on him, and goes pretty aggressively into that bit of circumstance and psychology and all of that. Bryan, though, managing to get a bit of an advantage. Again, coming back a little bit, and again, the cutoff to the ribs. Miz out there with his pro. Daniel Bryan with the U.S. Championship as well. Daniel Bryan having continued difficulty because of the ribs. And again, you see several kicks by Daniel Bryan that he becomes known for later with the yes kicks. The idea that it took nearly, 4, 5, 6 years for them to actually go with him as a talent just doesn't make a lot of sense. Again, it's the bias of McMahon, bigger is better mentality. And while I'm not necessarily a fan of bigger is better, the amount of small talents who honestly don't look like stars is also an issue too. Spinning slam by Tarver, and Tarver gets his first victory on the show. Miz obviously upset by this and getting up in his face post-match, even with the injury. That's there. Then, we kind of see highlights of last week, and we go forward. Darren Young basically says he's tired of being in the shadow of CM Punk and kind of disrespected. We also see the selling of programs that was to gain immunity, which is just goofy. Eventually, we go through more of the obstacle course running, which cutting that to the bare bones of it is won by Justin Gabriel, which gives him the advantage of immunity, which I guess, you were trying to build him up a little bit more. David Otunga makes his way to the ring, actually having another match. Also, in the obstacle course thing, Tarver is disqualified for leaving bits of soda during the soda challenge part of things. Don't know why you would have a soda challenge in an athletic competition, but again, the people writing this are just plain goofy. Needless to say, David Otunga, I guess, highlighted and given the autonomy to challenge his own idea of who he wanted to face. Ends up being his own pro in the form of R-Truth. They had issues previous weeks because Truth refused to allow Otunga to cheat with him or cheat with his help, whatever have you. Basic stuff. Truth ends up slapping him in the face. Can't believe Truth's still around. This is 11 years later, and he's still around doing the goofy, run there. Hard shots by Otunga. Otunga tries to get every advantage he possibly can. Does whatever he can in terms of punch, kick, knees to the midsection, basic stuff. Nothing necessarily to write home about, but at the same time, a good bit of continuation there. And ultimately, we see Truth with a couple of kicks after an abdominal stretch, trying to get a submission victory. Doesn't get the submission, but gets attention nonetheless. We go into the replay and a victory for the Truth, which I don't know why, if you're going to do pros versus rookies, why you're going and having your rookies lose continually. It is what it is as far as that's concerned. And as mentioned, the issues with Tarver. Obviously, but all guys are encouraged to say who they think should leave. Lots of people picking on Otunga. Lots of people picking on Tarver during that process. And they kind of lead to a bit of a brawl, including a brawl or a mock brawl or attempted mock brawl. Skip Sheffield and Michael Tarver being in it with each other and kind of, going in that direction. Daniel Bryan saying he, in fact, should be eliminated if he's not going to win or if he's not going to be winning matches and the like. I mean, that's the close for this particular show. We'll be back with more right after this.